Personnel.
Ready, 7:03.
You want these back?
Sure.
Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. I call to order this regular meeting of the Elk Grove Park District. Today is September 24th, 2020. Can I have a roll call, please?
President O'Malley.
Here.
Commissioner Cook.
Here.
Commissioner Wells.
Here.
Commissioner Biecki.
Here.
Commissioner Sauer.
Here.
All right, guys, first thing I need is approval of minutes, September 10th, 2020 committee of the whole meeting and September 10th, 2020 regular meeting.
So moved.
It didn't need a motion or a second. All in favor, just say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jump on the gun.
Public communication, any comments from the audience? Hearing nothing. Correspondence. Do any commissioners or staff have any correspondence to share at this point? Hearing none, we're at recommendations for acceptance and approval. I need a motion to accept the bid proposal from Top Notch Signs and Lighting LLC for the purchase and installation of the electronic message sign at the Hatpark Building in the amount of $29,750.
So moved.
Second.
Would anybody lead a discussion? Everybody
Hey, Tim,
comfortable?
could
I
you
just,
go?
I just had a question on this, as far as the location. Is it going in the exact same
Yep.
location where it's at currently?
Yes.
Okay, was there any thought to putting it maybe on Elk Grove Boulevard where it would could be viewed for east-west traffic?
It's
'Cause-
a two-sided sign, so it'll be viewed on both sides.
yeah, but there's trees. Will you be able to see it coming like westbound?
Yep,
Because you got trees on
we're gonna
it.
cut that back, the green, yep.
Okay, you're gonna cut that back so you'll be able
Yep,
to.
so you'll be able to see it on both sides.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
While you're there, could you go into like great detail of what this project?
Brick by brick?
Brick by brick.
I kudos for saving that much money compared to the budget. Nice.
Competitive bid.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Kathy, you have
Sometimes it
a
works.
motion and a second.
I do.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook.
Yes.
Commissioner Wells.
Yes?
Commissioner Biecki.
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer.
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. We're at committee reports, capital projects. Commissioner Cook, please.
Yes, well, we had a meeting tonight in our committee of the whole, to go over our big list of future capital projects, and had some good discussion, basically honing in on our 2021 projects. And I'll give you the quick highlights of what we're looking at for 2021. We're looking at the Udall Dog Park, tennis courts, lights at Clark, tennis courts, intergovernmental agreement with Elk Grove High School to light the tennis courts there to have, so the park district can have access at night. Possible pickleball courts at the pavilion, outdoor area, where the tennis courts are there now, if we get the lights at the high school. LED monitoring light screen, with a trailer that can be moved around for special events. Upgrading our in-rink surface at Rainbow Falls for inline hockey and other activities, ice skating as well. Baseball scoreboard at Audubon Park, and then possible bridge crossing from Morton to Olmsted Park, and that looks like the main items for 2021 right now. And then for those that may be driving around, you might have noticed over at Fox Run, demolition has started and that building is now gone. And I saw them hooking up electric, so I'm assuming our clubhouse is going to be ready and operational soon.
Yep. So
Okay. The Haddendorf project is also underway. If you go drive by there, we're shooting for a finish date in October. Is that still online, Tim?
We're hoping minimally to have a soft open. Park would be open to the public middle of October.
Okay.
Some of the amenities might end up getting installed a little later, but we'll at least have it
We got
available.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. And then the Chelmsford building there, I know they started some minor demolition, and maybe 10% of that. And is that going, are we on track with that as well?
Well, we're not exactly on track. It probably should have been done by now, but I don't expect it to go past 3 weeks. So,
Okay, but all the permitting and all the stuff is ready to go as far as,
with the exception of, we're still got a hang up on water and sanitary. We submitted a separate permit to keep those services and install a drinking fountain in the park. So we're still waiting. We should know next week whether or not that gets approved.
And where do we get that, where does that come from? Is that the village?
Yeah, the permit, we're working with the village on that.
Okay. Okay. And then shortly after that, the village will come down there. So a lot of projects moving forward, and that is my report.
Any questions or comments? Thank you, Tom. Finance Committee, Commissioner Sauer.
Yeah, I'm going to read part of Brad Scholz's report. And it starts with, overall staff has done a tremendous job of keeping expenses down to minimize the loss in revenue due to the closure. As programs facilities begin to open, it will be key to align expenses with demand need. So good job there. I wanted to make sure that got mentioned. He also writes that we were seeing a decrease in property tax distributions, and they're going to monitor the situation to determine if that's a trend or if just the extension of the payment deadline had an impact on that. So corporate fund, year-to-date, we're $3.25 million net, which compares to $2.76 million budgeted and $2.9 million from 2019. So we're doing really well at the corporate fund level. Recreation fund, which is where a lot of these activities and facilities that have been shut down get impacted. Year-to-date, we're net $331,000 compared to a budget of $883,000, and last year, year-to-date, $702,000. Golf fund, good news there. They had 6,306 rounds played in August, the highest we've ever had. July of 2007 was 6,996, and this August was the highest green fees and cart revenue ever. So good job on the golf course. All expense categories are at or under budget. Driving range net year-to-date is $110,000 compared to a budget of $76,000. Golf fund overall net revenue is $318,000 compared to a budget of $214,000, and compared to 2019 year-to-date of $173,000. So good year at the golf course because there's not much else to do. That ends my report.
And Brad, I just had a question. Brad, did we receive any money from the state or the federal government regarding the COVID-19 money?
We didn't get any direct relief funds. Part of the unemployment claims they're picking up, part of the CARES Act, the federal government would be paying 50% of our unemployment claims due to COVID-19. And then the state of Illinois is picking up the other half.
Okay. And is
So,
that money
but nothing
we've already
direct.
gotten in and received back yet, or we're still
No, it's funds that we would not have to
pay out? Okay.
Correct.
And do we know approximately how much that?
It's a running total. I think our savings for, I'd have to check on the dates. I mean, it's I would project $400,000.
Okay.
$500,000 through the end of the year.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Good spot for you, Brad. Stay there. Stay there.
Yep.
I had some trepidation that we potentially were overextending ourselves at the golf course this year with some of our revenue and COVID-related expenses. Were you anticipating the drop at the fitness center? Because I don't mind telling the public that usually was our cash cow, making it sometimes up to $500,000. And before the public thinks that we were gouging them, no, we take some of those profits and we subsidize a lot of things that don't make any money. But at the same time, we lost money in July and barely broke even. Is that what you anticipated when you gave us some of the numbers on how this year was going to look as we were trying to come to a consensus on what COVID looked like?
I mean, it was one of the projections. It was probably more towards the lower end. July was a little bit difficult year, obviously, with a lot of the training, getting the staff back in there, training them on the new procedures, just staff adjusting to what the new norm. We didn't know what the new norm was going to look like for the short term here. So I think they've gotten the expenses more in line with what the revenue's at, and I think you saw that in August, and I think you'll see it's trending the same in September. So it's definitely
Well,
still
August
making
was
money.
flat. Is that what you're
I
anticipating
would
the rest of the
anticipate,
year?
yes.
And is that what you projected when you gave us the numbers in June?
Correct, yes. I was hoping that we would not lose any more money in any program other than the aquatic center.
And then, so you're still anticipating that compared to the 2020 budget, we should only be 600,000-700,000 in revenues or $500,000. You gave us like $500,000
We're
down, or
projecting,
still in that
yes,
range.
we're looking at losing about $500,000 in the rec fund. Now, we've already budgeted to lose 220 because of a capital project, so, you know, we move that into the capital fund, so compared to what we budgeted to compare to what our actual losses will be in the rec fund, you're looking at about 350,000.
I'm just making sure that poor numbers we're seeing right now, at least were foreseen by staff.
Correct.
At least
There's
at
not-
the Pavilion
yes.
Fitness Center.
There's no, like,
Well, that was part of the updated budget that you did when
correct.
this
Yeah,
hit.
that's what I'm asking.
Yes, there's nothing, there's been
We're
nothing
on
new.
we're on target with that.
There's
budget,
nothing new
budget.
so far that's been like, okay, we need to reconsider, pivot, change directions. No new numbers have come in. I would say the golf course is actually done, obviously well over what we anticipated, making out the budget and now being ahead of budget, considering we were closed there for, 8 weeks and then limited capacity. So.
And many other programs, your kids club now and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Kids Club is not making it obviously as much. Obviously, the program, the Kids Care
Right.
program that assists with the e-learning and stuff like that is helping fill the hole there. So right now, and then athletics really stepped up too during the summer as far as the different programs and stuff that they were having. Some of the new ones, some of the camps and stuff that they implemented. So staff's doing a really good job of adjusting to work within the guidelines and still offer recreational programming.
Agreed. All right, that's the only question I have. Anything else for Ralph or Brad? Thanks, Brad and Ralph. Committee of the whole, Tom alluded to the discussion 2 weeks ago. It was at the committee of the whole that we had, it was all on future capital projects. Commissioner Souter had missed this meeting. It extended into tonight's meeting, as like I said, Commissioner Cook mentioned all the different capitals, and that was basically our discussion. I teased Ralph a little bit that we weren't exaggerating missing him, and we appreciate his input because he's got 18 years of value, and so we wanted to hear from him tonight and what he felt on certain characteristics that made up our big list. And to add a little bit what Commissioner Cook was talking about, how this committee of the whole has lasted 3 meetings with what we call our wish list. I don't know how to put it other than staff has a feeling, I mean, they're the professionals on what the public wants. Commissioners have a feeling what the residents want. Residents have their own take on what they need. They may not balance some of the capital expenses or they don't look at the big picture. But trying to blend all 3 of those together takes some healthy discussion because staff may feel we need this and the commissioners poo-poo it and the residents get mad, or the residents may have staff on their side and the commissioners don't feel a certain way. So blending those 3 entities together sometimes takes a lot of time. And so Commissioner Cook alluded to the fact that we have this big list of capital projects for 2021. That's what we concentrated on in the last couple of committee of the whole meetings, is what's most important to the residents and what can we do with our limited capitals over the next 18 months. So that is that. It's an ever-evolving list. We try to update it. We have 5-year master plans. We have 10-year master plans. We try to have meetings. We have focus groups. We're trying to stay up to date with what is going on, not only in the state of Illinois, but also nationally. And adding all that through a couple hours of conversations sometimes takes more than 1 meeting. So that was pretty much the committee of the whole. Am I missing anything, guys? That was it. Athletic Committee, Commissioner Bedke, please.
Okay, so flag football has started, so they're having fun. The soccer, they're doing intra squads according to the guidelines set forth by the IDPH. Let's see, baseball and softball are ending their fall season. Travel baseball has selected their teams and are preparing for next year. And basketball registration is currently going on, so if you're interested in joining house basketball, please register at the pavilion, or you may register online in addition. But other than that, that concludes my report.
Any questions for Bob? Thank you, Bob. Golf Course Committee, Commissioner Walls.
Yeah, so we heard about the capital projects at Fox Run. You're aware of that. Last weekend, we had our club championship. The overall club champion was Mike Helms, which is kind of a nice story because he, years ago, brought over about 3 or 4 groups from Arlington Lakes when they were going through their demolition and rehab. And 2 of them stayed, which was kind of neat. He's turned into like somebody that's been there for 30 years, so he's a good guy to win it. I know Ralph said we had a ton of rounds this year, but I will tell you there are still open tee times available, and it's easier than ever to get a tee time at Fox Run. You could call the clubhouse, but better yet is to just go online. And that is through our website and Golf Now.
No, you can go to Golf Now, yes, Golf Now and Fox Run's website.
Yeah, so the ways to do it is Golf Now, which if you're a golfer, you're familiar, or the Fox Run website. But there are premium times on the weekends, especially in the fall, and it's going to be some good weather. It'll be some good conditions. So that concludes my report.
Have we made the transition to the trailers yet?
I was told the power's coming in Tuesday, Wednesday.
Today, it was, they
Tuesday, 29th. ComEd's got one more,
were hanging a wire today. I drove by there.
yeah, everything's in place. ComEd has a policy that needs 7 days communication to anyone this is gonna require them to knock out or cut out 7 customers. Before they do that, they gotta give them 7-day notice. So our timing, I tried to push it as hard as I could. I talked to actually someone that was really helpful. He wanted to help me. He just said, unfortunately, you can't go inside that 7 days because then they get into trouble. So Tuesday the 29th, we're all ready. And then Tom and his staff told me today they're gonna have everything looking real nice. So we'll be hopefully open once we get the final approval from the fire department and the village. So.
And this is not your normal trailer. It's 3 wide. It's gonna have the bar in there, the table sitting, overlooking the golf course, the first tee box.
Gaming.
Gaming. The bathrooms are not like a trailer bathroom. There are regular bathrooms in there.
Yep.
So it's not, you're not going to a shabby trailer when you go there. It's gonna be a nice facility, temporary facility for us, while our clubhouse is being built. So check it out after the 29th and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you, John.
Yep.
Youth Committee, Commissioner Biedke.
No report.
Adult Center Committee, Commissioner Cook.
I have no report.
Old business. Any commissioners have any old business to discuss? Any staff have any old business to discuss? New business. Any commissioners with any new business? Come on, staff, any new business? You're not gonna see
You got a
us.
vested interest in new business.
You're not gonna see us for 2 weeks.
Come on, you got nothing to brag about?
Dare fall for that trap.
Nothing to brag about? Come on.
Okay, we're at payment of the bills. I've got 3 dates. I've got September 10th, 2020, in the amount of $229,904.80. September 11th, 2020, P cards in the amount of $99,810.93. And September 17th, 2020, the amount of $105,642.99.
So moved.
Second.
Do any commissioners or staff have any questions regarding these 3 sets of bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Walls?
Yes.
Commissioner Biedke?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. Our next meeting date is going to be October 8th, 2020 at 7 o'clock p.m. right here. I need a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Biedke?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Walls?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. Thank you, everybody. I now adjourn this meeting.
I even slowed down on